I'm so excited that I found tapioca balls to make boba here in Egypt. I used to buy these in America and they were really cheap at the Asian food stores, and I just happened to find them at this tiny little Asian food store here in Cairo. So I'm gonna show you how to make them and we'll see if they turn out how I'm expecting. Alright, I've got water in here. We're gonna let it boil before we add the boba. Okay, it is boiling, so I need to get the boba ready. I'm gonna just put it in a cup because otherwise a lot of steam gets in the bag and it can make them all moist. Half a cup is probably way too much for one person, but I'm excited, so. A lot of them are sticking together right now, which is fine. It's just not ideal. I think next time I need to pour them in slower and maybe have the water a little bit hotter as they're being poured in. Once they're all floating, you can stop stirring and then you just leave it to boil. The ones in America that I always got said for 20 minutes. This package says 25, so we'll try that. It's been 25 minutes of cooking. Let's check on the boba. It doesn't usually look quite this soupy. Maybe I didn't do quite enough water. You are supposed to do 6 times the amount of water as the boba you put in. Like, what is this? Okay. I'm just gonna trust the process. So we just turn the heat off. And then I'm gonna let it just calm down a little bit so it doesn't boil over or anything. And then we put the lid on. You do need to use a pot that has a lid. And now we're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes. See what happens. Also in the meantime, I made some tea. I just made a bunch because these tea bags are really strong, so I figured then I can have some concentrate for later. I left it on the counter for almost half an hour and now I'm gonna put it in the fridge. And then yeah, when I make the boba, I'll add some ice and stuff and it'll actually be a cold drink, but you do have to start with steeping the tea first. We're just gonna teach a couple classes and then get back to the boba. It does take about 45 minutes to an hour to make. Not very much of that time is hands-on, but you need some patience until you get your boba. Okay, I have a quick break between classes, so we need to get the boba finished. After half an hour of sitting with no heat with the lid on, the boba was ready. So it's pretty gooey, but they're black, which is good. You don't want them to have any brown left. You want them to be like all the way squishy. Anyway, I have my tea. I made a lot of it, so I'm just gonna put some of it into another jar. And yeah, we'll just try that and see how it works. Usually I just use first we need to put some sweetener with the actual boba balls. So usually I use just a little bit of brown sugar. That's my favorite taste for it, but you can't get brown sugar in a lot of the world and we don't have any molasses right now, so I'm just gonna use some regular sugar and a little bit of honey to add some flavor and stickiness. So do that, and then I'd normally let that sit for a little while, just like while I'm getting the tea ready, because it just adds some flavor and the boba like all sticks together and gets sweet. And then of course you don't need to sweeten the tea because the boba's already been mixed with brown sugar or honey or whatever I'm putting in it. Okay, and then I also don't have regular milk right now. I have almond milk, so we're just gonna try that, see how it goes. Yeah, tastes fine. It's a little bit like waterier than normal milk, but hey, it looks like milk tea now, so we're good. I'm gonna get some ice and then I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes for the boba to mix in with the sugar, and then I'll add it in and show you what it looks like at the end and how it tastes.